Danny Masterson, once a beloved actor known for his role as Stephen Hyde on That 70s Show, has become one of the most high-profile Hollywood figures to be convicted of sexual assault in recent years. His journey from sitcom star to convicted felon is a shocking and sobering story, one that has been years in the making and sheds light on the dark underbelly of Hollywood, celebrity privilege, and the influence of the Church of Scientology. Masterson first rose to fame in the late 1990s, gaining popularity for playing Hyde, the cool and rebellious stoner, on That 70s Show. His performance resonated with audiences, making him one of the standout characters of the series. The success of the show led to more opportunities for him in Hollywood, and he later appeared in other projects like Men at Work and The Ranch, a Netflix series that reunited him with his former co-star Ashton Kutcher. But behind the scenes, Masterson was leading a very different life, one that, according to multiple women, involved predatory and criminal behavior. The allegations against him dated back to the early 2000s during his time on That 70s Show, but it took nearly 2 decades for these accusations to finally lead to legal consequences. In 2017, as the Me Too movement gained momentum, multiple women came forward with allegations that Masterson had sexually assaulted them in the early 2000s. These women, many of whom were also members of the Church of Scientology, claimed that Masterson had drugged and raped them. What made this case even more complex was the role the church allegedly played in silencing the victims. According to the accusers, they were discouraged or even outright threatened by the Church of Scientology to stay silent. One woman stated that when she attempted to report her assault, a Scientology official told her it wasn't rape because she was in a relationship with Masterson at the time. Another alleged that she was harassed and followed by Scientology members after she came forward. These claims added another layer to the case, with prosecutors accusing the church of helping to cover up Masterson's actions for years. For a long time, these accusations remain just that, allegations. While Netflix eventually fired Masterson from the ranch in 2017 due to public pressure, he continued to deny any wrongdoing and remained free. However, in 2020, the situation changed dramatically when he was formally charged with 3 counts of rape by the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office. He faced the possibility of life in prison if convicted. Masterson's legal team fought aggressively to have the charges dismissed, arguing that the accusations were based on unreliable memories and that the prosecution was unfairly targeting him because of his association with Scientology. Despite these efforts, the case went to trial in 2022. Masterson's first trial in 2022 ended in a hung jury, meaning the jurors couldn't reach a unanimous decision. This was seen as a setback for the prosecution, but they were determined to retry the case. In 2023, a second trial was held, and this time the jury found him guilty on 2 counts of rape, while the third charge resulted in another deadlock. With the guilty verdicts, Masterson faced a severe sentencing. In September 2023, the judge handed down a 30-year-to-life prison sentence, meaning he must serve at least 30 years before he is even eligible for parole. The judge made it clear that Masterson's crimes were serious, and the sentence was meant to reflect the lasting trauma he had inflicted on his victims. Following the sentencing, reactions from the public and Hollywood figures were mixed. Some former co-stars, including Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis, wrote letters of support for Masterson, asking the judge to consider his good character and contributions outside of the case. However, when news of these letters surfaced, it sparked a major backlash. Many accused them of prioritizing their friendship over the victims' experiences. Kutcher and Kunis later apologized publicly, saying they never intended to undermine the women who came forward. Meanwhile, the Church of Scientology also faced renewed scrutiny. Some of Masterson's victims accused the church of actively covering up the assaults, and a civil lawsuit was even filed against Scientology for allegedly harassing and intimidating the women who came forward. The church denied any wrongdoing, but the case brought attention to the controversial ways it handles allegations against high-profile members. Masterson remains in prison, and while his legal team is expected to appeal the conviction, his chances of a successful appeal seem slim given the strength of the prosecution's case in the second trial. If the appeal fails, he could spend the rest of his life behind bars. His downfall serves as a cautionary tale, one that highlights the power dynamics in Hollywood, the influence of organizations like Scientology, and the ongoing fight for justice in the wake of the #MeToo movement. While he once enjoyed wealth, fame, and status, none of that could ultimately protect him from the consequences of his actions. In the end, Danny Masterson went from a household name and a sitcom favorite to a convicted felon, proving that no amount of celebrity status can shield someone from justice forever.